Drummerrev here with today's drumming tip, practicing with a metronome. This is so important, so foundational, again, because so much of what you do as a drummer boils down to how good your timekeeping is. If you're playing in a band, the band wants you to be the heartbeat, the center of the groove. They want to be able to rely upon you to keep good time. It's going to enable them to play with more confidence, to play more comfortably. It's going to allow the overall music and the groove to happen. So, you want to work on your timekeeping, and the way to do that is to practice with a metronome. And I don't mean once every now and then, I mean every day. Practice with a metronome. You want it to become your best friend. What is a metronome? If you're not sure, a metronome is either a software application or a device that keeps a steady click or a steady time, a tempo for you. You practice to that and you listen to it and you let that be your guide. Most of us do not have perfect time inside of us, but we rely upon a metronome to help us develop that. What I'm using here is a program called GarageBand. I'm using a Macintosh and this is a Mac application. Now GarageBand does drum loops and samples and things like that, but it also has a built-in metronome, and I'll use that in my practice routine. So in this case, I have a nice medium tempo click happening. And what I'll do is I will set that click and let it run, and for about 5 minutes I'll play to that click, that tempo, without changing it. I'll do my warm-up routines, my exercises, the different technical exercises I do to get myself fluid and relaxed. I'll play to this click and never change it. And then on it goes. But I keep that click running. Now what will happen is, if you're listening to that for about 5 minutes, after about 2 minutes, it's going to sound like it's getting really slow on you. That's because your natural tendency is to want to rush, to push the beat. But if you get comfortable with that click, and you listen to it, and you make it your best friend, relax. You'll be able to keep a nice, steady, consistent tempo. Now, for some of us, we need a little bit more than that. We need a little more flavor, a little more interest, something to keep our attention. So in this case, with GarageBand, I'll often use some of the built-in drum loops to help get that for me. In this case, this is just a nice even drum beat that I'll play, and I'll do some of my warm-ups, my routines to it. I'll play a groove on the drum set and play to this particular pattern for a period of time until I'm comfortable with it. You get the idea. So, simple lesson, use a metronome. There's all kinds of different things you can do with it. You want to set different tempos so you're not always playing the same tempo all the time. Do slow tempos for a few minutes, faster tempos for a few minutes. Never push yourself. Always make sure you're playing relaxed. Now, there's a life lesson in this. You knew that would be coming, right? I am Drummerrev. The life lesson is this: just like there's a good discipline of using a metronome in your practice that helps you establish steady, consistent playing, there are certain practices in life that help you establish consistency and integrity in your life. For me, as a Christ follower, one of the most important of those is reading the scriptures, being in the scriptures every day. I need a daily dose of the scriptures. It's my metronome, my click, that helps keep my life on beat. It helps keep my decisions right. It helps keep my perspective where it needs to be, positive, on Christ, focused on the right things. So, just like I need a metronome in my practice, I need the scriptures and the discipline of reading the scriptures to keep my life on click as well. Now, there's all kinds of things to help you with this. There's devotional books, there's commentaries. Sometimes it's hard to just read the Bible outright because, let's face it, it's confusing sometimes. But look for little assistants, little aids that'll help you understand the scriptures and what you're reading. There's great devotional books out there. There's great websites. Go to crosswalk.com or biblegateway.com. There's some great study tools on both of these places, and it'll help you establish a pattern in your life. So again, hopefully not to sound too preachy here, just like you want to use a metronome and a click to keep your practice consistent, you want some good spiritual disciplines in your life to keep consistency and integrity as well. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you come back to hear more. I hope to hear from you. If you've got any questions or ideas or topics you'd like to hear discussed, please send them my way to drummerrev@gmail.com. Until then, groove on.